Do you feel the vibes?
What's up, YouTube? It's Carolina Calvin coming back to you with another video. And welcome to my NFL 2017 Week 8 picks. In Week 7, I went 12-3. I would say probably my best week of the season. I had a couple of weeks of going 6-8. Week 6 specifically going 6-8. Been tough, injuries, big injuries to very key players, and of course just upsets where a team is the favorite and they get destroyed. They go in there and get destroyed. Starting with Week 8, you all start with the Thursday game, Miami Dolphins and Baltimore Ravens. I picked Miami, unfortunately, and they got destroyed. They got shellacked, 40-0. Baltimore was pretty much able to do whatever they wanted, and the defense for Baltimore just completely smothered Miami, even despite the injury to Joe Flacco, who hasn't played that well this season. Let's just be honest. But I started the week 0-1. Starting with the Minnesota game. It's actually a Cleveland home game, but Minnesota versus Cleveland. Cleveland is just a bad team. Kaiser. And you couldn't expect the rookie quarterback to go in there and do well. Just don't have a lot of pieces around him. Joe Thomas is out for the season. Huge. The one bright spot really on that team. And he's out. Defense can't really stop anyone. Now you have to play a Minnesota team who has a really good defense. Running game is still good. Not as good as it could have been if Dalvin Cook would have stayed healthy. Case Keenum, he's okay. I think he's had some solid games. They're really going to need Sam Bradford or Teddy Bridgewater to be the guy because Case Keenum, this is as good as you're going to see him. What you see, what you've been seeing, this is as good as you're going to see him. But I like Minnesota. I think the defense is going to smother Cleveland. I just don't see no situation where Cleveland really can win this game. Now, obviously, anything can happen. It's the London game. Who knows? But I got the Vikings. My pick is on them. Next game, Oakland Raiders head to Buffalo to play the Bills. Bills defense played well. Offensively, they were able to put 30, but it was against a bad Tampa Bay defense. Oakland, the offense started to come back. They put up 31 against Kansas City. Got a must-win. It was a game they really had to win against a division rival. They were able to get that. Marshawn Lynch is suspended, but they started to play better, and they really didn't miss a beat when he went out. Mari Cooper played well. That's the guy that they need to step up. He's been too inconsistent. I have Oakland in this game. I don't particularly like their defense. Khalil Mack's great. They got Bowman, who's long in the tooth or whatever. I still like Oakland. I think the offense can put up a lot of points, despite Buffalo's defense being pretty good. Well, let's say solid. They've had some injuries, but I think they've been a lot better than people expected them to be. Buffalo, my issue with their offense is receiving core, Tyrod Taylor getting the ball, playing consistent. Just can't expect them to. And second, their best offensive player is LaShawn McCoy. They really haven't been able to get him going throughout most of the season. So I'm going to have to go with Oakland in this one. Next game, Indianapolis Colts head to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. Bengals come off a pretty much, I would say, a beatdown. Score didn't really say it. They got beat down against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was really able to control the game in the second half. Bengals played well in the first half. But that second half, they weren't able to move the ball. And the Steelers' offense were able to get some big plays. They didn't get touchdowns, but they were able to get points. Which, with the way their defense was playing, any kind of points were pretty much the icing on the cake. The Colts, bad team. Jacoby Brissett's not a good quarterback. He doesn't have a lot to work with. Offensive line isn't good, but he does hold the ball a lot. You look at that Jacksonville game, you got to get rid of the ball, man. Throw it away. Can't sit back there and take those hits. He was getting punished just because he was holding the ball, trying to make plays with his legs. Just throw the ball away. And the Colts defense is just not good. At this point, I don't see Andrew Luck playing. Just hold him out until next season. I just don't see him playing behind that terrible line. And the team isn't that good. So I got the Bengals in this one at home. Next game, Los Angeles Chargers head to New England, play the Patriots. Patriots defense, I think, played a little bit better last week. People look at the score and like, go back and look at that game. Now, credit to them. Like I said, they've played better. Well, they played better in that game. They played throughout the season. They've been one of the worst defenses in football. Injury to Hightower is huge. It's a huge injury. And in that game, Atlanta's play calling was some of the worst I've seen all season. It's some of the worst. You running a jet sweep on 4th and 1 on your goal line, on the goal line. I don't understand that play call. When you got good running backs, you got a good run blocking offensive line. But Chargers, the one thing they can do in terms of slowing down the Patriots offense is getting to Brady. Joey Bosa, Melvin Ingram, these guys are beasts. I think they're able to get some pressure on Brady. They can really slow down that offense. Nate Solder hasn't played too well on that offensive line for the Patriots. But the Patriots, they can establish the run, which they've been kind of underrated in that regard in terms of their running game. James White, Deion Lewis, Gillislee. They got some guys who can make plays. And I think they'll be able to establish the run and really control the clock. So I got the Patriots winning in that game. Next game, Chicago Bears head to New Orleans to play the Saints. Chicago they come off a big win against the Panthers where the defense played amazing. Offense didn't really do much. Didn't have to. I mean, the defense was pretty much shutting down the Panthers offense. Saints come off a win against the Packers, Aaron Rodgers-less Packers the first week where he doesn't start. I like New Orleans in this game. I think the Bears' offensive woes are going to bite them. You got to head to New Orleans where they can put up a bunch of points, and they put up points and really put that Bears team behind. They're not built to come back just because of poor offensive line play. Receivers aren't able to get open, and John Fox is an idiot. So any of you were good in those aspects, he would still find a way to screw you over. So I like New Orleans in this one. Next game, the Atlanta Falcons head to New Jersey to play the Jets. I'm sorry. Falcons play calling has been pathetic. And anyone that's saying it's not pathetic, just go back and watch that game. And you already mentioned the play. They run a jet sweep on 4th and 1. On 3rd and 1, they throw a fade route. Okay, yeah, Julio Jones is a beast. He's one of the best receivers in football. Fine, I'm not so annoyed by that. It's 3rd and 1, you got to run the ball. You got 2 really good running backs. And also, they're not using them in the passing game as much as they did last year. So people say, they're missing Kyle Shanahan. No, they're missing a competent offensive coordinator who can call plays based on the situation, based on your talent. Just go back and watch some of the plays. You got plays where you have 3 receivers all within 4 yards of each other. What is that? So, obviously calling bad route combinations. Whoever had that play drawn up, bad route combinations. I don't understand why that team can't score a bunch of points, and you played one of the worst defenses in the league last week, and you only put up 7 points. And they've struggled all year, so it's not just that game. They've struggled all year offensively with their play calling, and they just haven't been as sharp. Obviously, guys like Matt Ryan just hasn't played as well. I still have Atlanta against the Jets, although the Jets have been able to put up some points. They've been able to put up some points against the teams. They scored 28. They still ended up losing that game to Miami. But I still like the Falcons. I still like the Falcons. I think they'll be able to get some stops. I think hopefully they'll have some better play calling, but you just don't know. But I'm still going to pick the Falcons in that one. Next game, San Francisco 49ers head to Philadelphia play Eagles. I'm going to be very, very quick on this. The Niners, not that good. They've been able to put up some points, which is, Kyle Shanahan, not really surprised. He's able to use a bunch of different guys, Pierre Garçon, Carlos Hyde. But that team's just not that good. That Eagles defense is playing well. Eagles offense from passing game to running game, I think has been great. I got the Eagles at home. Next game, Carolina Panthers head to Tampa Bay to play the Bucs. Carolina's offense has been pathetic. Play calling, Cam Newton's play, the offensive line play, the receivers, the running game, terrible. I talked about this. Tampa Bay on the other end, the offense is playing better. Obviously being able to use Doug Martin a little bit more is paramount. But I think Jameis Winston really started, Mike Evans, O.J. Howard, these guys really started getting in the rhythm last week against Buffalo. So I like the problem with the Tampa Bay team, defense. Defense is not good. Injuries in the secondary. Lack of pass rush this season, which I wouldn't be surprised to get a pass rush against Carolina. It's a division game. And Carolina offensive line is terrible. Cam holds the ball. A bunch of different problems. But I just can't pick Tampa Bay. They're a division rival. I'll just be honest. So I'm going to go with Carolina. Next game, start of the 4 o'clock games. Houston Texans head to Seattle to play the Seahawks. Sean Watson, he's had some lucky plays. I think he's played well despite the offensive line. But you're going up against one of the top defenses. And in Seattle, it's going to be tough. The crowd noise for a rookie quarterback, not able to communicate with your offensive lineman, with your receivers, with your running back. It's going to be tough because it's very difficult to do that. For the most part, you have to use hand signals, and communication is so important. I got Seattle, man. I definitely got Seattle. And if any game they need J.J. Watt, this is the game against a bad Seattle offensive line. Without him, huge void. I got Seattle winning this one at home. Next game, the Dallas Cowboys head to Washington to play the Redskins. The Cowboys beat up a 49ers team. It was a game they had to win. It was a game that, obviously they were the favorite in. Running game, Ezekiel Elliott has been a beast this season, probably outside of 1, maybe 2 games where he's been bad. But he's been a beast this season. Dak Prescott, while not as good as last season, his rookie season, he's been good. Hasn't turned the ball over a lot. A problem with this Cowboys team, receivers aren't, they're getting a little bit older. Dez Bryant, Terrence Williams, these guys are getting a little bit older. Jason Witten's still out there making plays. I'll give him credit. He's still really good at run blocking and finds a way to get open despite being one of the slowest players in the league. Honestly, just from the way I see it, he looks like one of the slowest players in the league. Washington can score on this defense. Defense is not very good. They played the Niners, so Niners aren't going to put up a lot of points. Well, at least week in and week out, they have their weeks where they do. I still like the Cowboys. I think they'll still be able to establish the run and control the clock. That's how you protect the mediocre to bad defenses. Keep them off the field, put up points, turn the other team's offense into a one-dimensional offense, so you can essentially game plan around that. So I like Dallas in this one. Sunday night game, Pittsburgh Steelers head to Detroit to play the Lions. Detroit, really outside of Stafford, Golden Tate's hurt. They're coming off a bye week. The defense, they're taking some steps back. Zig Ansah, where are you, dude? He hasn't done really anything this season. I forget that he's on the field watching some of these games. Pittsburgh, on all sides, offensively, receivers, Antonio Brown, even Juju Smith-Schuster, kind of like that guy's name. Martavis Bryant, he's still a talented guy despite all the crap that's going on with him. And of course, Le'Veon Bell's your running back. Your offensive line's playing well. We don't know which Big Ben we're going to get week in, week out, the 5-interception Big Ben, or kind of last week, where he didn't really turn the ball over and he made some plays down the field. Defensively, pass rush was good. Secondary has been good. The defense has really turned around. Brought in some young guys, T.J. Watt. Brought in some older guys, Joe Hayden. Really like this team is in terms of total team. I got Pittsburgh winning. I think they just have way too much offensively and defensively for Detroit. So give me the Steelers. And the Monday night game, Denver Broncos head to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. Denver, quarterback situation. Trevor Siemian. And, you can expect him to play well long term. I think he's played well for the draft pick he was. He was a 7th round pick. Then they bring in Brock Osweiler for whatever reason. He's a bum. So, huge quarterback situation in Denver. The defense started to tire out because they're on the field so much just because the offense is unable to move the ball, unable to put up points. So that defense is out there on the field a lot. So injuries are mounting up, fatigue is mounting up, and when that happens, their effectiveness diminishes. And you've seen that throughout the season, and you've seen that these last recent weeks. I got Kansas City. Kansas City, yeah, they had some injuries on defense, but they're able to get some stops, and the offense is able to generate some points. They got a lot of speed out there. So I got Kansas City. Could be a tough game. It is a division game, but I got Kansas City in this one to win the Monday night game. But if I didn't already mention, here are the teams with the byes: Green Bay Packers, Tennessee Titans, Los Angeles Rams, New York Giants, Arizona Cardinals, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Of course, your picks up to this point. What's your game of the week? If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.